Well, welcome back. It's another Blue Glove edition of Boomer Baseball. Went to the Burbank Sports Cards shop yesterday. If you're somebody who's ever been in Southern California, if you live in the area, if you're passing through, you like collectibles, cards and such, you got to go to Burbank Sports Cards. It's a huge former CVS that's been converted into a monument of collectability. So they have everything there. Not only do they have like the modern product, all the latest releases, but they have the old stuff, and they have archives full of it at different levels as far as condition goes. So you can dig through there and pick out the one you want. I'll show you a Hank Aaron in here that I picked out for this set. And I got to look at about 25 different versions of the card before I found the one that I liked for the right price. So can't beat that. Can't do that kind of stuff at most places. So I highly recommend Burbank Sports Cards. Very cool. They don't pay me to say this. I think if you're a collector, you should go there. Anywho's, so as you can see, I picked up some 76 tops. Why do I collect 76 tops? I have kind of a sentimental attachment to the set. When I was a kid, I bought Dodgers set at a antique store for a couple bucks. They were pretty worked over, but they were cool. And then a little while after that, I had a birthday coming up, and I went to the card shop in Lancaster, California, and the guy had rack packs from the late 60s, early 70s. And I tried to convince my mom to give me some of the earlier stuff, but she wasn't having that. I think they were like $60, $70 for some of that late 60s, early 70s stuff. So we eventually got later in the years to 76, and I could afford that one, or at least she could. So I got a 76 rack pack and got to open that and have a good time. So they have a little bit of a sentimental attachment to the cards. Plus, I like the design. I think the design is fantastic. So these are the ones I picked up for the binder collection. So I got Tony Perez, Greg Nettles, looking pretty cool. Griffey Sr., Louis Tiant, Dusty Baker, Raleigh Fingers. Look at these prices, $2. Billy Williams, Richie Dick Allen, World Series champions, Reds, Willie McCovey. Now this Reggie is pretty nice, except for it has like a ink smear, or maybe like crayon. I don't know what it is. It looks like ink to me. You see that a lot on these cards from the 70s where stuff just got cross-contaminated because they didn't really give a crap. They're just making trading cards, so they didn't sweat the details. But otherwise, it's really clean. $5, can't beat that. Now, stepped up a little bit for the Johnny Bench here. This is like your Nolan Ryan, your Pete Rose, your Hank Aaron. They're all going to be in the $15, $20, $30 range for like off-center, but clean. So that's what I did here. Got a nice Thurman Munson. Try to get the cards that are in focus. I don't know if you could tell, but like sometimes the print quality or the registration is off. So like they look fuzzy, or they look like they're out of focus, or they're washed out. So I try to avoid that as much as possible when it's possible. Thurman Munson, so that's cool. Got Yaz, again, stepped up a little bit, but again, he's off center. He's got a ding, but it's Yaz, so you know I want a decent one. Got Catfish Hunter. Now here's the Aaron. Now it's hideously cut. You can see how bad the cut is. It's way off center, right? Miscut, but the color and the focus, the resolution of the image is like spot on. And I compared this to like literally 15, 20 other copies of the same card, and for the $20 that I paid, it was the best in the bunch for the price. There was $60, $70 versions that were not as off center, of course, but had softer corners, that had focus issues, color saturation issues, you know. Speckling. There's a lot of variables on these older cards. So $20 I thought was pretty reasonable. And then I got Dave Parker. Then I get into some team sets: Padres, Rangers, Astros, Red Sox, Orioles, Phillies, Oakland, Pirates, Giants, Indians, Dodgers, Reds, Angels, which is kind of interesting, because everybody has like the team portrait, except for the Cubbies. They've got the decapitated head motif I always found this disturbing as a kid. They used to have like the home run, the RBI leaders, ERA leaders in the '60s with these decapitated heads, like Willie Stargell's rookie card, and they just look kind of weird, you know. It's kind of weird seeing a guy's disembodied floating head. The Cards, Twins, Braves, and then we get into like leaders. Reggie, George Scott, Mayberry, Andy from Mayberry, Andy. I don't know. That's my Barney Fife. I'm not going to do it for real because I don't know. I should just commit to the joke and do it right. Jim Palmer, Catfish Hunter, a young Dennis Eckersley. Isn't that great? All on the same card. Pretty awesome. Tom Seaver, John the Count of Montefusco, Andy Messersmith, BO-109. And then we have a BF-109. It's a Messerschmitt fighter from World War II. Just so you'd think I didn't have a stroke here. Seaver, Randy Jones, and the Messerschmitt again. Messersmith, yeah. Davey Lopes, Joe Morgan, Lou Brock. Can't beat that. And then we got Luzinski, Johnny Bench, and Perez for RBIs. And I got Jim Hunter, Jim Palmer, and Bada Blue. Pretty nice. And then two more of the all-time greats. I think I have them all now. Mickey Cochran and the Lou Gehrig card. Pretty cool. It's very nice. I think these are really cool because they have all their stats. You know, there's a lot of commemorative cards out there when it comes to these old-timers. But to actually see their stats is pretty rad. So I've been looking at all that stuff. There's, you know, Babe Ruth, and there's Walter Johnson, and there's Ty Cobb, and there's, you know, Ted Williams, and all those kind of guys. But pretty fun stuff. Yeah, so that's my big pile from Burbank Sports Cards. And while I was in Burbank, I went to a little like secondhand, like thrift shop type thing, and they had cards for $1. And I was looking through it, and I saw the Desert Shield on this Felix Vermeen. Not a heavy hitter, not expensive at all, but the dude over at The Past Is Alive, John, he collects. He's collecting a set, so I pulled it aside for $1. And if he doesn't have it, I'll send it his way because I love the channel. So let's see. And then these I got off eBay. These are their All-Star Rookie. You know, a lot of these All-Star Rookies, they're not worth anything because their careers didn't pan out, you know. But Al Oliver had a great career, so that's pretty cool. Bert Campaneris. This isn't one of the All-Star Rookies, but then you have Pat Corrales. Did a lot of managing. He was in baseball from like 64 to like, geez, late in life. I don't know. He was an 80-year-old man when he died, but then Lee Thomas, same thing, in baseball for a long time. Dick Dietz. I never heard of Dick Dietz until I looked it up on the old Wikipedia, and he's in the Giants Hall of Fame. Jim Bunning. Pretty cool. Jim Bunning. Tommy Davis. Oh, you know, I don't even have my second light on, friends. Hold up. Oh, well, that's why. Never mind. X that. Okay. That's way too bright. At least for the top loaders. When we go to this tasty wax box over here, we'll switch over. Tommy Davis, who had a good career. Gary Peters also had a really good career. Jim Nash, I don't know about him. Tim Cullen, I didn't know about him neither. Frank Lindsay, I can't recall. Hal Leiner, Bill Butler, Sonny Jackson, Bump Wills, Marcelino Lopez, Mike Nagy, Byron Brown. When I Wikipedia'd Byron Brown, it talked more about Sandy Koufax and the fact that he got 3 outs that game. I think he struck out, flied out, something else. And then Bob Chance. So I got these on eBay from the same seller. It's pretty cool. Not that I need them, but as a kid, when you would see these all-star rookies, you'd just be like, boy, that looks special, looks important, looks good, you know? That's just cool to get. Some of those guys had really nice careers, some of them didn't. But then when I was at Burbank Sports Cards, I saw this. And at first I thought it was the hockey. And I was like, check that out. Not, and then I saw it was $12, and then I knew for sure that I was wrong. There's no way. So I opened up a box of the hockey. So pre-pandemic, bought a box of the 91 OPC Premier Hockey, and it was great. I got all the Hall of Famers. I don't think I got doubles of anybody, but I got Fedorov. I got Yager. I got Belfour. I got did I get Belfour? Was he in there? No, I think I'm thinking of Jeremy Roenick. But Madonna, I got all those guys, so it was cool. And as a kid, I didn't know these existed until much later. And unlike the hockey version, they must have overprinted these like crazy. I think maybe they thought they were going to sell like millions of boxes of these in the United States or something. So it turns out they overprinted them. Because as you can see, these are $12 a box. All right, screw that. $12 a box. So that's not bad. So we're gonna open them up and take a look-see. Come in these little tiny thin little packs. You get 7 cards per pack. The quality was really good on these cards. I don't know why, like with the hockey, it's one of the only things from the junk wax era that's worth anything, hockey-wise. Look how nice these cards are. Here, let me turn on that second source of light. There we go. That's not bad. All right, there's Moises Alou, Jack Clark, Sean Dunston, Langford. Oh, nice. Rhino. Very cool. Wow, look at that. George Brett. Wow, these cards look great, man. I'm sorry. They look cool. They smell delicious, too. They smell like petrochemicals. So there's George Brett and Juan Gonzalez. Not a bad first pack. Not bad at all. They're a little hard to get into. A little bit. Ojeda, Farmer, Martini, Gant, Kyler, Doc Gooden, Dennis Boucher. Not to be confused with Bobby Boucher. There we go. Joe Carter, Kevin Mitchell, Glenn Davis, Carlton Fisk. Ooh, nice. Gwen. Very cool. Fred McGriff, very nice. All right. For $12, I mean, holy cow. Can't beat that. I mean, they're not worth anything, but they're, I don't know, they're part of the era in which I was collecting. So even though I didn't have any, it's kind of nice to explore them nowadays. There's Ruben Sierra, Gilkey, Dave Parker. There's Cal Ripken, looking like the cat on a stalking mission. Looks like he's stalking somebody. Denny Martinez, Otis Nixon. Let's see if I can open it now. These things are tight, man. Gotta open them like in a traditional way. You can't just muscle them open. Eric Davis, Corey Snyder, Eckersley, pretty nice. Ron Hassey, Kirby Puckett, and a dinged up Oral Hershiser. Man, I really dig these things, man. I know they're silly, but it's kind of exciting to see a product you never really got into or knew existed. It's pretty fun. Kevin Moss, Trammell, and they feel good. Look at the backs. They're like almost like it's a nice matte finish. If you've ever like messed with any OPC product from back in the day, they always had a light cardstock. It was very impressive, very clean. Looks like a Tiffany product or like a Topps Traded or something. It's got that lighter cardstock. So yeah, that's pretty fun. Let's see what else we got. Ozzy, nice. Roger Clemens, nice. Jeff Reardon, Gary Scott, Tim Wallach, Dave Winfield. Cool, man. These are going to go right into the binder collection under miscellaneous. All right, let's see. Jack Morris. Tap Paddler. Will Clark. Wow, Barry Bonds. It's a pretty good picture there. Vince the Firecracker Coleman. Dale Murphy. And Roberto Alomar. Oh, nice. Gosh. Fun stuff. Really good. Good looking product. I'm impressed. Let's just move on. Move on. Wow, Frank Thomas. That's cool. He's all smeared. He's got like a smear. Oh well, I'll forgive them. Hubie Brooks. Danny Jackson. Wade Boggs. Golly. Junior Felix. Dave Justice. Nice. What a nice looking set, man. I'm easily amused. I'm easily amused by $12 a box OPC. Oh well. Good times don't always have to be expensive. Darryl Strawberry. Robin Yount. Pretty nice. Ivan Calderon. Garrett Gaetti. Alright, let's see. Oh, cool, man. Gary Carter towards the end of his career there. Playing with the Dodgers. I don't know what year he retired, to tell you the truth. Benito Santiago. I thought this was a dope card. This is on the Bucks. So it's the his no-hitter celebration. Pretty sweet. Juan Bell. Olerud. Henke. Dude pitched forever. Actually, that's really good. Got some good stats, man. Played the game a long time. Todd Hundley. See, I don't know if that's his rookie. I can't recall. Maybe, maybe not. Jeff Conine. That might be his second year? Or is his in 89? I think it's in 89. Devo. Eddie Murray. Pretty nice. Bernie Williams. Luis Soho. Yeah, these are cool. After buying all those singles, I had to buy something cheap to open up to reward myself for standing there sorting those cards for an hour. But as much as I paid for those cards, having a $12 wax box is a no-brainer after all that. Willie McGee, Delano DeShields, pretty cool. Heck. Let's see what else we could get. Kurt Dressendorfer, what a name. Willie McGee, DeShields again, Kelly Gruber, Strawberry again, Rene Gonzalez, Yount again. Pretty small set, I think. I think this is a small set. If it's anything like the hockey, it's going to be like 130, 140 cards. But can they do that in baseball? I mean, that's just the amount of like catchers in baseball. It's like 140 guys, right? I don't know. I wonder if they curated like a set or if there's actually like 500 cards or something. Tell you the truth, I don't know. I should have Googled it. Eric Davis, nice. Yeah, I should have looked into it, but we'll see. If we start getting seconds and thirds on everybody, we'll know we've hit the sheet limit. Teddy Pendergrass. Terry Pendleton. Albert, don't call me Joey Bell. Bobby Thigpen. Sandy Alomar. Willie Wilson. Alex Fernandez. Put him in the maybe pile. For each of my binder sets, I try to have like at least like 2 or 3 stars from each team, just to reflect the time and the era. Even if I have to put lesser players in there. Oop, there we go. Yeah, we're starting to see some of that redundancy. Is there a Griffey? Was there a Griffey on the cover? No, that's DeShields and Gruber. Wonder why they put Gruber on there. Oh yeah, Toronto. They should have put Joe Carter. All right, Ripken. Boddicker, Stewart. All right, we're seeing some new faces. Tino Martinez, Wade Taylor. That's cool. Boy, for $12, man, I'm impressed. I mean, there's a lot worse ways to spend $12 in this world. I mean, that's like a bad afternoon at Taco Bell and a worse evening. There's Canseco, Noyce. I wonder if we're gonna see McGuire, Dawson, Do I have a McGuire in my collection of this? I don't recall. You think I would know, but I don't. Which is making me think I don't. So if it exists, that's cool. Something else to find. Something else to worry about for the old PC. I don't collect every McGuire card. I just have the ones basically that I knew about when I was a kid, or that I owned as a kid. Ooh, there's Griffey Jr. Heck yeah. Look at that. Oh, it's got some sort of dinky thing going on there. Griffey Jr. Nice. Galarraga. Nice. Guerrero. Brett Butler. Great career. And Don Mattingly. Golly. These are gorgeous cards, guys. Now, if you're just a baseball fan, you know, and you haven't handled these cards for the price, I highly recommend OPC Baseball. Now, the next year they made of the cards, they had them over there too. They're ugly as heck. They're similar to this, but they're just cruddy. I mean, it's a bad design. The hockey has the same lousy design too. Mendrosian. Henderson, nice. Stolen base commemorative, that's cool. It's just like Leaf. Leaf did the same thing where they had the golden rookie cards, the Leaf golden rookies, or gold rookies. They did like the commemorative Nolan Ryan and the Ricky Anderson. Howard Farmer, I think he was a big prospect back then. Doc Gooden again. Looks like we're coming back around on the same sheet. Same sheet over and over. By that I mean S-H-E-E-T, sheet. Not to be confused with shite, which is different. That was like the same pack. Interesting. So later I'm going to put all those 76s in my binder. I got some more coming in the mail this week from the old eBay. So I have, I think, if not completed my 76 set, I'm like right there. I'm like right close to finishing it, which is cool. Eckersley again, Puckett again, Hershiser, McGee, DeShields. DeShields captain. That's a Star Wars joke, or Star Trek joke, sorry. Star Trek. It's Star Trek. T-R-A-C-K. Star Trek. No, it's Trek. There we go. Henderson again. Terry Pendleton. Teddy Pendergrass. That's funny. If y'all don't know who Teddy Pendergrass is, look it up. It's funny. He's an old, I don't know, R&B singer. I don't know. He's from the 70s, I think, 60s. Eddie Murray, Bernie Williams, Jack Morris, Tap Hadler, Will Clark, and Barry Bonds again. That's cool. I'm going to have a lot of extras. See, I'd love to give some of this stuff away. I'd love to take some of the doubles and just, you know, ask for, hey, you want doubles, like make a comment, leave a comment in the comment section. Thumbs up, maybe do a comment, and then let me send you some of my doubles, because Lord knows I got enough stuff. But I don't know. We don't get a lot of participation on this channel. I don't think there's anybody watching, to tell you the truth, and that's okay. I'm having a good time doing it. Maybe one of these days, and by that time I'll have even more crap to give away. Pyrotechnic Vince Coleman. The Firestarter, Wicked Firestarter. Robbie Alomar again. Ozzie Smith, Clemens. What a pack, man. Golly. That is a heck of a pack. Yeah, this stuff's cool. This stuff's really cool. You can buy a box of this for $12 and like get a whole set. George Bell, we haven't seen him, I don't think. There's our third Eckersley. It's like a third Puckett and a Hershiser combo. Willie McGee again. All right, we're getting down there. I think there's 4 left. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm a spoiled brat when it comes to my hockey cards. When I was a kid, we all had tops, and now that I'm older and I buy in my own collection, everything has to be OPC. And honestly, it's just cooler. When you look at tops, it's just ugh. It's like I wouldn't I wouldn't want it. I just don't want it. If it's not OPC, I'm not putting it in my collection. I'm not buying it. At least with hockey. Baseball, Topps is fine. All right, let's see. Dawson. Another nice King Griffey. Boy, that's the second King Griffey that we've got, and both have that spot up top. I wonder if there's some sort of defect or something with the print process. Let's see, where was that Griffey? Shouldn't be that far down here, should it? There he is. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so they both have a little schmutz there, a little spot of something. Maybe something stuck to the negative or something. Oh, that's it. 2 more to go. Dwight Evans. Yeah, that's a new one. Witten. That's another new one. Shrimpert. Another one. Jim Key. Cecil Fielder. Another new one. Wow. Now I feel like I want another box. I'm going to look into see how many cards are in this set. And then if there's enough to justify it, maybe I'll buy another box. But I'm also going to Google and see if there's a Mark McGuire in here. Because I would like to see what that looks like. Perfect. All right, well, that's it. Pretty good stuff. You can go through that if you want. Eric Davis, Trammell, Fielder, Griffey. All the hits, man. Got doubles of everything. Buy one box and then make a set for yourself and then give one to your friends. We only got one Dave Justice and we only got the one Frank Thomas, though. I did notice that. We got the Thomas pretty early and then we didn't get another one. One Canseco as well. So, yeah, the collation is sus, as the kids say. If they even say anything in these days, they don't say much, they text. So only the one Frank Thomas. Pretty good looking card, though. Whoa. Dude, that's for real. Watch out with the spittle. Golly. My mouth started watering looking at all these juicy cards, and then I started expressing myself and getting spittle everywhere. I always worry about that when you see people pull like there's been videos of like the LA Beast pulling his Michael Jordan rookie card. And I'm like, you see people screaming and yelling. I saw people open up like Magic cards where they get like a, Power 9 card that's worth thousands of dollars. And they're screaming and yelling, and it's like, you're gonna get spit on that thing, man. Watch out. It's real. I'm not a real spitty guy, but I've done it twice on camera that I know of. So watch out for that spit, fellers. All right. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you again soon.